of action to look forward to in Group G and Group H coming up on Thursday. Now, first of all, let's get to Group G. This feels like the moment that so many people have been waiting for at this World Cup, to see this Brazilian team in action for the first time. Everybody's been raving about Neymar in the build-up. I myself have been doing it. Nigel's been doing it as well. Is there a risk now, after what we've seen in the first couple of games, Nigel, where Brazil actually fall on their face? Maybe there's a bit of early pressure to live up to these expectations, because we saw that happen to Argentina against Saudi Arabia. Is there a danger for Brazil, because they're going up against Serbia? And with all due respect to Saudi Arabia and what they achieved, it was a phenomenal performance, a phenomenal result for Hervé Renard and his players. But this Serbia side, in terms of the individual quality that they boast compared to Saudi Arabia, it's a whole different ball game. Is there a risk of an upset here?
JJ, there's always a risk. This is why we love football. And there's always a risk, because we've seen what Saudi Arabia did. We see what Japan did to Germany. There's always a risk. But I feel, for me, I have not seen a more concentrated and dedicated Brazil team than this squad right here. And the other thing, when I look at Brazil right now as well, is just my perspective from the manager, is he's going for this World Cup. They're going for this World Cup. They've got 9 attacking players. They're not coming here to sit back and relax. They're coming here to play the old school Brazilian way, score more goals than you, not really too interested in defending, but they've got top class defenders. Michael's going to say, yes, they're questioning at fullbacks. Their fullbacks ain't that great. We can question the fullbacks. No problem. Question the fullbacks. But when they're scoring more goals than you, and when you're conceding 4 or 5 goals, and you're starting to lose confidence and belief, Brazil's still going to win that game. I think everyone is eager to see how Brazil perform. And I think what's good as well is, because they've seen these results, it's going to even be more of an advantage for Brazil, because they haven't played and been the one that's been shocked. They've seen what these other nations are doing. So it's going to be a bit more of an edge and cautious to them now that, yes, we're good. Yes, we're the favorites, but we could still lose unless we apply ourselves correctly. I think right now, this World Cup, the stars could be aligned for Neymar to finally leave his true legacy, because you know more than us, JJ. You've seen him, and his form for Paris Saint-Germain has been absolutely sensational. He's got tunnel vision. There's no drinking. That means no booze, no birds, no strip clubs, no nightclubs. He's going to be in his hotel, playing his Xbox. He's ready for this.
Hopefully he'll be at a book club to keep him focused, because that's all he needs, studying the game. I love what you said, Nige. I think the mentality. This is a Brazil team that is ruthless. When they get one, they get many more goals. 1 becomes 3 in a flash. Against this Serbian team, Serbia, they're unified in a way I haven't seen before. You have talent. You have Milinkovic-Savic leading Syria in assist, mind you, a player I'm very high on. I'm not going to talk about Lazio, because I've been the kiss of death for his Lazio team, so I'm not going to try and do that with Serbia. Dusan Tadic, captain of Ajax. He's been very good the last couple seasons. Those will be the 2 creators for Serbia. And up front, what Vlahovic hasn't done for Juventus this season, he has been doing for Serbia, playing alongside the very in-form and the very good Mitrovic, who plays for Fulham. And Mitrovic, he is a handful if you take him lightly. Brazil, though, I think they have too much quality in the end, and I think they will get the result.
Well, definitely a lot to look forward to on the docket for tomorrow. You've got Switzerland, Cameroon, which is quite an underrated game as well in terms of the quality of both squads. We've got Uruguay and South Korea as well. But the other one, that I've got my eye trained on, and I definitely want to hit on before we wrap it up tonight, Portugal against Ghana. Now, obviously, this is going to be a game where so much of the headlines have already been written by Cristiano Ronaldo, now a free agent because of everything that's happened. I'm going to come to you first, Mike, because I know how much you love to hit on CR7 as a topic. Is there a danger that he has overshadowed Portugal's build up to this World Cup so much so that they come in and just totally flop, because so much of the emphasis, all the talk has been about Ronaldo, not Ronaldo, what he might do at this World Cup with Portugal, but Ronaldo and what he's done to, make a mess of things at Old Trafford, which has resulted in him, basically parting ways with the club and being kicked out just a couple of days before this tournament gets underway for them.
Absolutely. Cristiano Ronaldo has gone out, set out his stall to make this World Cup, to make this entire season, to make football all about himself. It's one of those things with a striker or superstar, that sense of selfishness in the box when it's used for good, when it's used in big moments, it can be a game changer. And Nigel, you and I have played with strikers who are very selfish. It's kind of part of being a striker and the DNA of a striker. When it's used for good, when it's used in those monumental moments, that sense of arrogance to step up and put your team on the back, it is the stuff of gold dust. But when you have this sort of calamity, the interview with Piers Morgan was a joke. I'm really still salty about that. And I hope to put that saltiness away once the ball is kicked for Portugal. What I like about this Portugal team, they are more than Cristiano Ronaldo. They are not Ronaldo reliant. They showed that leading up to this World Cup, getting a blowout win. Bruno Fernandes, what he does for United, Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't play. He thrived in that game. One player that I'm looking at, and I hope he starts, in the lead up to the World Cup, Portugal opted to play a diamond in midfield. Actually, two players, young players, João Felix, I think is a massive World Cup for him. Could it be the type of game and the type of World Cup group that secures him a move away from Atleti? I think that's on the cards. And also Rafa Leal. Nigel Reo-Coker, folks, has a love-hate relationship with this kid. 1 week, he loves him. The next week, when he goes to Stamford Bridge, he hates him.
I have high expectations.
Yeah, okay. Standards are high. Premier League standards are high.
No, Nigel, you going to jump in on that? Or are you going to give the Ghanaians some love?
No, oh yeah, Mike, go on.
Yeah.
Ghana.
No, thank you. Well,
Nigel, you gotta leave Ghana like that.
You know, I gotta save the best for last. This is going to be a very difficult game for Ghana. Look at how they got here. They got here really on a deflected goal from, was it Thomas Partey from distance, kind of a flash pan moment for them. This is a Ghanaian team, though, that is built to defend, and they will have to defend for their lives. They will try and hit on the counter.
Lowest ranked team in the tournament. We had this debate earlier on the show, and it actually official. Turns out that Ghana are the lowest ranked.
Yeah, but what I like about this Ghanaian team is they've gone out and gotten players of Ghanaian heritage, none bigger than Iñaki Williams. I love this guy. This guy is the Barcelona killer. He is so deadly on the counter, and he will have to come up with some magical moments. Also, big shout out to Ajax's Mohamed Kudus. We see him week in and week out in the Champions League. He has been a revelation in the Eredivisie, and for Ajax, he will have to be a revelation again for the Black Stars against Portugal.
Well, Michael, I saw an interview by Kudus, which was actually quite entertaining for me. He says that he is better than Neymar. It's just that Neymar is more well known. So that is confidence for a young lad. But he's been fantastic form for Ajax. I think, again, it's really hard to go against some of these African nations, especially when you look at like Senegal and Ghana, because they are capable of springing a surprise. They are so capable. Defensively, midfield, attacking wise, they always have that creativity. And some people might call it raw, but they have the ability to make something out of nothing. The problem for me is application and just the full concentration for 90 plus minutes, knowing how to see out games, knowing how to basically control a game. And again, I think there's going to be elements of selfishness. I've seen it a bit in this World Cup, whether some players are trying to play for a move, like you said, Michael, where your teammate is in a better position than you, pass him the ball. You know, get that assist.
CR7's playing for a move now.
He's playing for a move, and then I think the MLS might be interested because they put that on one of the Fox broadcasts as well about Don Garber talking about him. But that's going to be interesting.
Well, if he
thinks Man United's facilities are bad, can't wait to see what he thinks.
If you really want to break some news, there was some news that broke earlier today about the suspension or the punishment that has come Ronaldo's way for the incident at Everton where he hit the fan's phone, and that ban actually applies to any league that is governed by FIFA. So pretty much anywhere that he goes, he will suffer from a suspension when he has to play his first few games. So that's probably going to be a bit of a rude awakening for him. Anyway, guys, any last thoughts? Ahead of tomorrow's slate of games, and then we'll head off.
I think for me, JJ and Mike, I think with what we've seen, performances by so-called underdogs and the results that we've seen, all our predictions and all our thoughts don't count for nothing, because this is why we love football. Anything is possible, and I'm just so excited to see how these teams come out. We've got some great games tomorrow, and we can really see, I think probably everyone's looking for Brazil to see how Brazil look. That's going to be the real statement game.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this samba sizzle from the Brazilians. This is the team I think everyone's been waiting for. The disappointment of Argentina increases the hopes and the high hopes for Brazil. But circle that Portugal-Ghana game, the CR7 debacle. Used to be the biggest fan of this guy. I want Ghana to put a 5-star performance. Come on, you Black Stars. Come on.
5 Black Stars indeed. So let's see what tomorrow brings. I hope for all you guys over there stateside, it's going to be a feast of soccer as well as the feast that you'll be enjoying on Thanksgiving.